Going on, you guys? Like to welcome you guys to the channel. It's your boy Big Dog back with another one take review. There I got one for Ghostbusters Afterlife, which is something that none of the trailers honestly sold me on this movie. So I was kind of going in not necessarily skeptical, but I kind of like my expectations were pretty low on this one. Must say, expectations out the window. Okay, because I enjoyed this film a bunch. One quick synopsis about this. Well, before I even give you a synopsis, I'm gonna give you a quick backstory on me and Ghostbusters. Didn't grow up watching Ghostbusters, okay? Ghostbusters came out in '84. I was born in '93, people. So the big surge about Ghostbusters, all that stuff, I really wasn't into it at all. So obviously, I saw when I was young. I was like incredibly young when I first saw it. Didn't remember it at all. Watched it a couple years. I want to say our first time watching the movie till where I can remember was I say it was about 4, maybe 5 years ago. Still really didn't have any recollection of the film. I was just like, okay, cool. It was cool. Pretty sure it was, when it came out, it was cool for those people at that time. So I was just like, all right, whatever. So I didn't have any real ties to the franchise. I watched I think the 2016 one with the all women cast. You know what I'm saying? Which was I enjoyed that film. Man. I didn't like hate it or anything, but like for the most part, I just wasn't really tied to this franchise. But after this, I think I'm looking forward to anything other like Ghostbusters material that comes out, because I think one of the things that shine about this film, and I know I said I'm gonna get to that synopsis, quick, quick synopsis, okay? When a single mom and her two kids arrive in a small town, they begin to discover their connection to the original Ghostbusters and the secret legacy their grandfather left behind. Basically, new kids, busting ghosts, taken up after like their grandfather and all his ghost busting days. Now, I do feel if you are a fan of the original, I think you would enjoy this film more. I was sitting next to a lady in the theater, and she was literally like gushing over this film. She brought her, I think it was her husband, and her daughter, and they all were just so excited about this. It seems like they watched the first movie before, or they just huge fans all around. So, because a lot of the callbacks they were catching, that I'm just like, okay, I've recognized some things, but not just like totally. So I'm watching the film, and I'm just like, wow. And immediately, I think the thing that gets me is like the characters, because I think obviously when I go into a film, I think that's probably the most important thing. You have to find characters that you like, and you have to have good characters that carry you throughout this movie. Regardless of how great a plot is, if the characters suck, it's kind of gonna like take you out of it, and you're not gonna really care. Didn't have that problem with this movie at all, because we had Finn Wolfhard, McKinney Grace, Carrie Coon, uh, 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 a lot of the Logan Kim, who was a shining light in this film. Logan Kim plays a kid called Podcast, and you can pretty much obviously guess why his name's Podcast. But McKinney Grace plays Phoebe. She's like the young, nerdy kid who you pretty much follow around, and like she's into science and stuff like that. And so she gets introduced to like Paul Rudd's character, who's her teacher, or some school teacher. And so they just build this connection along with podcasts, and it's just like boom, there you have it. Then you also have Finn Wolfhard, who's a teen and new in this town, and gets a crush on her, played by Celeste O'Connor. She plays Lucky. Because it has a crush on her, they build this connection. So that's pretty much what you're building, like these characters and their connection and their friendships, and you're along on this journey with them as they're discovering ghosts. Granted, these kids react to ghosts different from how Diesel would, because they're seeing some freaky stuff, and they got like flashlights and lights moving and pointing them in certain directions. I probably would have got the hell out the house and said, "Hey, moms, I don't care where we gotta go. I don't care if we broke. I don't care if we don't have a home. We finna go sleep in the car, because I'm not sleeping in this house with these ghost people." But for the most part, you still just go through the film just enjoying what's happening. And it like one thing I like is that they don't make the kids seem incompetent at all. Okay, the kids are intelligent and they're good at certain things. Now granted, some of those things where I'm just like, how are y'all able to know how to do all of this? Okay, some stuff you just got to give me a little bit of backstory on. Okay, because Finn Wolfhard, we obviously see this in the trailer, him fixing up a car that's pretty much been, you know, in the shed for a while. I was just like, how? Okay, somebody had to tell me how he did that, or just McKinney Grace's character just knowing how to do everything. But she's really like a young genius, okay, because she's incredibly intelligent. Also, I enjoyed the chemistry between Carrie Coon and Paul Rudd. Paul Rudd is just a fun guy. Like, this is a movie. I'm not gonna lie to you. I can watch this movie multiple times because I watched it and I'm just having fun. The first time when they bust their first ghost, when you get into that little scene, I think that is when the movie really, really picks up. And then you get to see like the bravery coming out, and like these kids aren't just, they aren't shy. They I feel like they had the perfect match for one another. Because podcast, he was just trying to build this stuff up, and you know, then he meets this girl who's cool, and like she's pretty much been like an outsider, and like now he finally has a friend. It seems like, they built like a real connection. You like felt the friendship through the screen, So overall, man, I enjoyed the film a bunch. I liked the score, I like the music. Like I said, I thought it had great characters. I enjoyed the script. Um, it was funny, definitely funny, and like some shots, just like cinematography, I thought were really good as well. So from top to bottom, I think there was not really too many things about this film that I say I didn't like. One only thing I would probably say is I probably should have rewatched the first one again before I watched this one, or maybe the first one and the second one. But been busy, haven't had a chance to rewatch it. So I think, like I said, if you don't have to go back and watch the old films, but I think if you do, I think you'll find a better appreciation for this one. Overall, though, man, film probably one of the best that I've seen this year, or just probably one of the best enjoyments probably some of the most enjoyment I've had watching the film in theaters this year. So I have to give it I'm gonna go pretty high on this one. I'm gonna say an A minus, man. I like this film a lot. Like, I had a good time, and I personally want to see it again. So yeah, if you guys seen Ghostbusters Afterlife, let me know what you thought about it down in the comments. Hit that like button, subscribe to my channel. Also, there are certain things I just didn't mention because I don't want to spoil certain things. You have to I would much rather you see those things in the film, because I think this film definitely has a great payoff for like people who are fans of the franchise, and I don't want to spoil that for you guys. So yeah, thanks for watching, people. I'll catch up with y'all later. Peace.